It's a bit warm. It's nice to see the summer hasn't just gone just yet. So it's 22nd of August, and I'm making this video. I've made this video a few times for different audiences, so this one's going to be for the YouTube audience. Where do I start? I have got some notes here. I've written some notes because when I tried to make this video yesterday, but I wasn't satisfied with the footage I got. I want to talk about these cards. Another thing that annoys me about a lot of YouTube videos where people are talking to the camera, they seem to have long introductions and never get into it, and they go on and on and on and never get into the subject. Get on with it. Okay, I'm filming in the car. It might sound a bit strange because I've been ill this week and I'm still recovering from illness, and I've got a pile of tissues and hankies and stuff beside me, and I've just come out for lunch and I've got coffee. I made earlier this year, December it was, last year, I made a list of things which are wrong with the world, and I'm trying to work towards things bettering the world, working towards these things which I think are wrong with the world. And I've got a couple of campaigns. Oh, by the way, if I look scruffy, it's because I've been ill this week and I haven't looked after myself. Right, a couple of these campaigns working towards things which are wrong with the world. One of these campaigns is these cards. Show examples of what you printed. There you go. The messages are quite long and the text is quite small. I mean, personally, I think that just all it needs really is just the first paragraph and not the rest. But I think the rest is also necessary to try and minimise the negative reactions that these cards may possibly have. A quiet card, just a compliment. You looked lovely today. A stranger noticed, that's all. I don't know you and I don't want anything. I just had a feeling in my heart and I wanted to pass it along. I don't receive many kind words myself. I wrote this just for someone who seemed worth noticing. Right, I could hold the card there a bit longer, couldn't I? Oh, drop it. I've done a bunch of these cards. My idea is you give these cards to people. You give them to people rather than trying to give in a compliment to people. You don't. Show examples. Why simple messages are powerful. Sometimes words can mean, all right, yeah, words can. It's just nice to give a compliment. It's nice to be noticed. I wish someone. I mean, one of the reasons why I'm doing this channel is I wish that someone likes me back at some point in my life. Actually likes me for me, not any of my other personas which I try to put on, or I've put on. I mean, we can go, that's outside the scope of this particular video, but I've had a lot of trauma and a lot of things happen in my life. And I haven't been genuine enough, I haven't been myself, and at my age now, I wanted to do this when I turned 40, but I'm 46 next week. Just be more open and honest and making these videos. I'm doing it now. I may not have done it 5 years ago, but I'm doing it now. Of course, we had COVID and other such stuff going on, didn't we? Right, where was I in my notes? I've lost my notes. This matters to me personally. I'm just mentioning why this matters to me personally. Feeling unseen, wanting others to know that I feel that way. Yeah, I mean, I wish people have more compliments to me, but when passing people in the street, sometimes you think, I know it's just based on appearance, and you don't know someone, you're just thinking, I wonder what their life is like, I wonder what they feel, I wonder what their name is. You know, you just see someone. When I'm sat in Costa, you see people going past the windows. When you see people sat down or even working in shops behind tills, you may feel like giving a card like this to. A quiet card, just a compliment. You looked lovely today. A stranger noticed, that's all. Isn't that a nice thing to do? Of course, I've been discussing I've done another version of this video for a different audience, so a more personal family and friends audience, before I'm making this one, and I covered a lot of points. How I've got a lot of personal concerns that people are going to have negative reactions to these cards, but I think it's a natural thing to just to think that people may have negative reactions to these cards, because you don't know what people's reactions to the cards is actually going to be like. I made them up to a high standard. They could be cropped a little bit. I mean, I put them through the guillotine, but they could, my card chopper. Because I'm just using techniques, the printer and techniques I used when I used to make the greetings cards. Some of these are a bit, because it's slightly glossy. This is reject paper which I had for making my greetings cards, so it's slightly grey and it's glossy on one side. I did not order the glossy paper. I accidentally ordered a year's supply worth. I didn't realise they actually changed the formula of the cards, and it's glossy on one side. And because it's a pigment ink, not a dye-based ink, some of these are smudged a little because it doesn't stick as well to the glossy side unless it's well and truly. You've got to wait a good few minutes for it to fully set, because it's not a dye-based ink. It's a pigment-based ink. So some of these are a bit smudged. So I may need to make another batch of these. Yeah, I've got piles and piles of reject cards from when I used to make my greetings cards. When I made the greetings cards, I was sick of suppliers changing like the cards or the envelopes or something, and I'd have a good supplier for a couple of months, then they'd change something, or they'd change the colour or the shade or the thickness of the paper, and I'll just get a whole batch of cards, or a whole batch of envelopes or something I can't use, and it just increased my costs. Sorry, I'm going on a rant now. We're not talking about my greetings cards business. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just sick of suppliers causing me problems. Anyway, these cards. I do have a business name for these cards. These cards are just one of the campaigns which I'm doing. It's also the campaign that's easiest to implement. I'm working on a bigger, more important thing, which is not dissimilar to these cards. It's a possible business idea, but it can't be a business for reasons which I'll bring up in a future video. My phone's falling off here. Let's go back to my other notes. Show examples you've printed. Why simple messages are powerful. Sometimes words can have a meaning. Sometimes words can have a meaning, but there could be a negative reaction. People could have a negative reaction. You don't know what people's reactions are going to be. I've had a lot of bad experiences. A lot of traumas of people having negative reactions from me when I would just for existing. Is that one dog's off the lead there? Well, two dogs are off the lead. Only one's on the lead. Little Westie on the lead. Let me have a coffee. I finished my coffee. The can's a bit cool. It's still a warm day. I'm glad we still got more summer. It's 22nd of August, so autumn will be coming and winter. And we have long winters here. Not harsh winters, but long, dreary, depressing winters. It's nice we've had a good summer. It's nice to have a good summer. I just wish I had a bit more money so I could go out and take advantage of the summer a bit more. But it's been enjoyable. I've gone to 3 car shows. I've taken the car to 3 car shows. Drove into a traffic cone at one of them while being filmed by a YouTuber, but let's just not talk about that right now. The car's been going well this summer. Got to book it for MOT. This is outside the subject of the video. We're talking about cards. We still rolling? Yeah, 11 minutes 38. Yeah, you can't control people's reactions to the cards. You can't control people's reactions to the cards. I mean, there's a chance people will have a negative reaction to the cards, and there is a chance that people have a positive reactions to the cards. You can't control people's reactions. Some might not understand. I think a majority of people won't understand. They won't understand. I think a lot of people may find it insulting or offensive. I think a majority of the cards would end up thrown away or immediately discarded, or when you try to give a card to someone, they'll just turn away. I don't want anything. Don't want to know. It's like you're soliciting something. They think you're soliciting or trying to sell something. And I think a majority of the people will have that sort of reaction. But what I said in the other video is, what if I gave out 100 cards and just one person, it brightened up their day and made them feel a bit better, made them feel noticed, made them feel heard a little bit? Is it still worth doing? Look, I'm holding the coffee here. This is not a sponsored thing. I've only got the one subscriber and no views on all the videos on this channel. Jimmy's Coffee is not going to be sponsoring me. I bet if they sponsored one video, the money they give is more than what I earn in a year. Cards. That's what we're here for. Complementary cards. Next note. What to do if negative reaction? Respect, step back, it's not for everyone. Yeah, I mean, you've got to respect people's reactions. If people just don't want the card or don't want to know, you have to just respect that, and you just have to step back and say, it's okay, you don't have to have a card. You know, just by giving a card is you are sort of imposing yourself or intruding on someone's life just a little bit. All you're doing is giving a card. I suppose it's easier if you were making a transaction across a desk or something. You know, if there's, say, a barista or something, and you're ordering a coffee, and you can see them working on their own, or, you know, as you're tapping your card, you could just give them, take one of these out, just give it to them. Maybe we could have other messages, like saying, I can see you working hard today. Don't give up, or something along those lines. Maybe we could expand these cards, business cards, expand these business cards idea. But these cards are just one campaign. I've got a bigger, more important thing on the same lines of these cards, but there'll be a different sort of card, which is going to be bigger, more important. I'll mention that when I've fleshed it out, I really need to do a video on that this week, but I don't know whether I can. I've got more ideas, which I'll discuss in a different video. Yeah, would you give these cards? How would you feel if you received one of these cards? Would it matter where you received the cards or how you received the card? Or would you give out these cards to people? I think a lot of the normal people, in quote marks, you know, the Chads and the Stacys, they're not going to understand the entire message of the cards. They're not going to be interested. They're not even going to be watching this sort of video. People who are lonely, who are forever alone, you know, society rejects like us. The cards can mean a lot. I think it's worth doing. I'm just wondering if I have got the confidence to give out any of these cards. Ever. Maybe there's times in the past I would have, but I don't know. If I give out these cards, do I need to record people's reactions? Not as in, record a video of me giving out the cards. Not like that, but as in, I'll have a spreadsheet, and at the end of the day, I can write date, time, where, location, and person's reaction to the card. Like a tick in a box for positive reaction, negative reaction, and neutral reaction. And then you can work it out at the bottom and see if you're getting a positive reaction, negative reaction. And then I can work out over a long period of time whether the cards are worth doing. But is it worth me doing that? I just need to know for sure whether the cards are a good thing. I mean, I think they're a good thing, but of course I've got this doubt in my head from my own personal experiences throughout my whole life, that I'm going to have negative reactions. And I've just had a text message from my mother saying, can you come pick me up? Can you come do this? Can you do that? All right, okay. Yeah, what are the reactions to the cards? What are your thoughts to the cards? Would you give a card like this? Would you receive? How would you react to receiving a card like this? Because I wish. I mean, one of the reasons I'm doing this channel is I wish someone could like me back. I wish I was the sort of person that would want to be, that other people would want to give a card like this to. But from my experiences, I'm just cursed to be forever alone. And I keep saying no one could ever like me, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough. But coming in, doing thought investigations of where that has come from is for another video, not now. Okay, let's go see my mother. Let's go see Mommy. Time to go.